Hey everyone, Jan here, codingwithjan.com. So, what is a vector database and how can it make you money? Excellent questions. Let me actually show you a real world example how I stumbled into this service last week. So, it all started because I wanted to build an AI knowledge base for the members of my community. Imagine it like this. Someone asks a question regarding their developer career, and instead of AI making something up, I wanted the answer to be grounded in my own material, like hundreds of Q&A calls we did over the years, all the modules I've recorded, consultations with top freelancers and agencies that I paid for, so everything that I've collected over the years. Now, to achieve this, I basically had two options. I could create one giant system prompt that feeds the user's question and then also all my data. But the problem with this setup is that the prompt would get crazy long because I had hundreds of pages of data, and then it would also exceed the token limits, and most of the data would be irrelevant to the question that was asked. So I needed a better way to provide only relevant information. So then I thought, okay, maybe I can just extract all the knowledge and put it in a huge database. So then we ended up with over 3,000 question answer pairs after going through all the materials. And if someone now asks a question, I can just pull all the relevant entries and craft a much better answer with much higher precision. The problem with traditional databases, however, is that they're kind of like a spreadsheet. And in order to find the right entries, I need some keywords to match. But the problem with natural language or words is that different people phrase their questions very differently. So the first person might say, how do I price my first project? The next person might say, how much to charge? Or I got my first client, how much to quote? So it would be quite difficult to anticipate all the different words and ways people would articulate these questions. So instead of searching for keywords, it would be much better if we had a way to search by meaning. But meaning is super hard to quantify. And one way to do this, let me give you an example here, would be classifying the question first. So if someone asks, how much should I charge for my first project? That goes, let's say, 8 in the direction of freelancing, 8 in the direction of pricing, but just 1 in the direction of full-time jobs, because this is more like a freelancing-related question. The aha moment, though, appears when you start to think about these categories as actual directions, like spatial directions or spatial dimensions, because then this right here becomes coordinates and an actual point in space. So let me show you this right here, 3 dimensions in space, full-time, freelancing, and pricing. And the question we just talked about now actually becomes a point in space after we classify it. 8 in the direction of freelancing, 8 in the direction of pricing, but just 1 in the direction of full-time. Therefore, it's closer to the ground. And now I just keep doing this for all my question-answer pairs. So all the different question-answer pairs become a point in space. And if someone now asks a new question, I can just run the same algorithm. So the new question also becomes a point in space. And now I no longer need an exact match because I can just take the 20 or 50 closest references and find them that way without matching exact keywords. And based on these references, I can now build a much better system prompt where I just tell AI, hey, someone had this question here, answer it to your best abilities, and here are 20 real examples that you might find helpful or use as references. And this makes the end results so good, like step by step, based on real examples, just much better than a generic AI answer would be. Also, for the sake of completeness, for this example here, I used 3 dimensions, like 3 ways to classify a question, because I wanted to show you this in 3D space. But in reality, I used many more dimensions. In total, I think it was 1,500. So 1,500 dimensional superspace, which is a little hard to visualize, but the math stays exactly the same. And I didn't even calculate the vectors myself. So OpenAI has an API for this to create these vector embeddings. You just send them your data and then you get the vector back based on their classification system, which they've probably used to classify the entire internet. So I don't know how it works, but I just know it does work. All right, so now you know what a vector database is, what problem it solves, and how I stumbled into this myself. And when I showed this to a friend, he immediately had one of his clients in mind. They sell electronic components and they get a lot of questions on like how to wire things up, which part connects with which, and so on and so forth. And it's eating a lot of resources to answer all of this manually. So now they want the exact same setup, just trained on their knowledge base and all the internal documents. And just like that, it turned into a paid project. Now, how much can you charge for a custom build like this? Easily between 2,000 and 5,000, depending on complexity and size of the business, potentially even more. But the best part, you don't even need to be good at coding if you know how to use AI properly, because on this project, I didn't write a single line of code and I 100% vibe coded it. So I would say go ask your clients if they could need something like this, because with all these new AI services, it's kind of like the Wild West. You can invent new things, you can test new things, and yeah, there are new cool things emerging. Automated accessibility audits is another good one. And yeah, if you want to be on the forefront of this, keep an eye on the AI developer training. It is literally the best training I've built to this date, and I would love to have you there. And then I hope all this was interesting and you got some cool ideas. If you got questions, comment section. I'll catch you next. Bye.